Dr. Reed, like Dr. Knudsen, there are two peas in a pod. When I was reading through some of the things that they'd accomplished, very parallel. They were both summa cum laude, and I could just go on and on. Dr. Knudsen was first in the class, Dr. Reed was class president. I mean, the honors for both of these guys just go on and on. So one thing I guess I could say is that Dr. Reed is extremely bright and talented. He grew up on a potato farm, learned how to work hard at a very young age. And one of the things that his father shared with me about him, I don't know if you know this, but at a very young age, Dr. Reed developed responsibility. His father said he could rely on him to do just about anything. And apparently there was this fire hydrant that needed to be dug up and repaired when he was about 15. And your dad had to run and do some errands, and he said, Curtis, why don't you just grab a shovel and see if you can find that hydrant? And he thought it was maybe 3 or 4 feet deep or something. And so went to town and was gone most of the day. Came back, and Curtis was in a 7-foot deep pit. If you can imagine this pit deeper than Curtis, and dirt coming out. And his father says that has been Curtis to a T since then and before then. He's very tenacious, and he just won't give up. He just kept digging for hours. Some thoughts from Curtis's wife, Jolene. Curtis is very dependable. If someone asks for his help he will never say no. He will do it without complaining. He just can't sit still for too long. He's always fixing something. He's working in the garden, playing outside with the kids. In fact, when the weather gets moderately warm, he's out buying seeds and planting a garden. Farming is in his blood. Curtis has just been an amazing person as far as accolades go. He was his class president in medical school. He's an Eagle Scout, many scholarships. He was on a presidential scholarship, and I could go on and on. I guess I bring that up just because Curtis has a little bit of an absent-minded professor syndrome. Even though he's got all these incredible accolades, there's some fun stories I can share with you. Once when Curtis was delivering some milk from the dairy, delivering milk from his farm, he didn't distribute the load equally on the trailer. Do you remember this?
Yeah.
and so he was going down fast on the highway, and the load started to fishtail, and eventually turned over and spilled milk all over the highway. And fortunately, Curtis and the truck were fine. But that, and another story that I like to tell, when residents come here to interview Dr. Redneck, there's no choice about asking, you guys all know this probably, tell me something that's not in your CV. Curtis probably didn't think I would remember this all these years, but Curtis shared this story. He's a very good basketball player. He's probably one of the best people I've ever stepped on the court with. But when he was just starting out playing basketball, he put in right before halftime. They were playing their rival. The crowd was roaring, a lot of energy in the room. Curtis gets put in, now going to show himself. Gets this long rebound off the banker, about 2 minutes left, takes a glance at the timer, takes a couple dribbles, and launches this full court shot to the other end, and this big, huge, noisy auditorium just goes silent. What is he doing? And so he got pulled out immediately, and his coach was like, what happened? He's like, well, I looked at the clock, and I thought it said 2 seconds, not 2 minutes. And he didn't play much of the second half.
Or the rest of the season.
But the next year he went on to be the starting forward to leading the season to a winning victory of 23 wins and 2 losses that year. So a running joke with one of our nurses is that when Curtis would start surgery at the beginning of the season, she would always put a needle driver and a 4-0 Viper on the tray because he had a notorious knack for hitting the temporal artery. But that since has got rid. So in Curtis, he once said about himself that he said, I am honest, trustworthy, hardworking, and self-motivated. I am a productive and efficient person, easygoing and well-tempered. And I don't think he could have been more accurate. When I think of things that describe Curtis, fiercely loyal comes to mind. Extreme hardworking, as I've already talked about. Very dependable, bright, organized, very professional. Always thinking of others. As far as said, Curtis is first and foremost has always been kind of the underdog and looks beyond himself to give service to others. I think that really sums up Curtis in a nutshell as well. One interesting thing before I close, Curtis's dream is to build a home entertainment system in his house, and so maybe next year we can have graduation in Twin Falls, Idaho. Curtis, we wish you all the best of luck. You're married to Deline, father of Caleb 10, Hannah 7, Porter 3, and a baby due in September. We wish you luck as you go to Twin Falls and start most practice there. And And one parting thought that I think we could say for both fellows, this was from one of the surgeons summing up both of the fellows this year. And this is hard to come by, but one of our consultants in all the division would agree with this, I would say, said, "You can say that I am so comfortable with both of their judgment that I would like either of them to be my doctor if I needed skin cancer removed." And I totally echo that, and that says a lot for both of you. Thank you for sharing your time with us this year, and we wish you both the best of luck.